Alright everyone, welcome back once again to Programmer Plays Master Key. We are continuing with the monograms, starting this time with number 88. Nonogram 88 is 10 pixels wide and 13 pixels tall. There are one pixel of wiggle room on this and one vertically, so that gives us not a lot to work with. Also gives us 2 pixels of wiggle room on this 11. That gives us more to work with. That tells us, okay, this is definitely on this horizontal 3-1, this is part of the 3. So none of this could be filled in. Similarly, none of this could be filled in. So, with these spots blanked out, can't really do much there. Ooh, this row's 1, 1, has to be a 1. And that being a 1, that means that the 10 has to be here. That tells us that this 5 up here couldn't reach here. Not a lot, but it's... we've got an 8, 1. 8 gonna have to, at the very least, fill up these pixels. There's a little more context over here that tells us that this is definitely part of the 5, the horizontal 5s, the horizontal 6 and 7s over here. And if it's part of a 5, then it couldn't reach over to here, and similarly 6, it couldn't reach here. That help us yet, but we are getting closer. Alright, so we've got a vertical 7, 1, and there's 8 pixels here to work with, so that gives us something. And because all of these are 5, 7s, 6s, etc., we know that these are going to have to be filled in. We also just go ahead and know that these pixels are filled in because of the vertical 9, 1 there. This has completed our 3 for us, and that also gives us a lower edge for our 8. Great. Got a right edge for our 5 here. That's this X here, we know that we can't fit the vertical 1, 3, 1. Can't fit the 3 and the 1 down here. Couldn't fit the 3 here, so the 3's got to be above this X. Is that this pixel at the bare minimum would have to be filled in if it was starting here 1, 2, 3, and if it was top 1 space 1, 3. So we know that these pixels both have to be filled in. With that in place, we look at our horizontal 7 1s and say, well, okay, we need the 1 to be here. Now means that we've got a right edge for our 7s. That's gonna have to be like that. This has got to be part of our vertical 4 too, so this pixel also has to be in. We've got a vertical 4 over here, so that tells us these pixels can't be filled in because 4 wouldn't. Looking at this row with this spot X'd out, now have only one solution that works for our horizontal 5, 1. Got our horizontal 5 here. This has to be part of the 5. It does mean that we can go ahead and rule this out horizontally. Rule this in as part of the 11. Actually, 11. also already completed our 5 here. Great. And that gives us upper edge for our 4, which means 6 here. Now we can also look at our vertical 3 and say, well, we couldn't fit a 3 here, so this has got to be ruled out. Our 7 there. And our vertical 3 would have to be here. That means this is one of our 1s here, and the rest of the row can be finished off. And we've got a 2 here. Also, we can look at our vertical 4-2 and say, alright, the rest of the 2, that our horizontal 3 has to be here and can't reach here. No longer room for a vertical 2 right here, so that means that this has to be part of our 2. We've already completed our vertical 7 up here. That means 5 has to at least here. Right, our vertical 10, 1, we need the 1 in here. So, bam, that goes there. That means nothing in front. It means that our vertical 9, 1 has to have the 1 right here. So the horizontal 3 is done, which means that our vertical 3 has to go here. That means finished out this column. Fairly sure that I said it. Okay, on this row we've got a horizontal 7, 1. 1's got to be here. Can't have the vertical 4 reaching to here. This is the horizontal 5, 1 has to be filled in here. It means that we've got our 2 in place. That in place, that leaves only 1 pixel for this row. That column's also completed. That leaves only 1 pixel for this column for our 8, 1, 3. But our vertical 9 has to be here, which means we finished our vertical 5, which is only 1 pixel for this 5. But our last pixel is right here. Boom, think. Balloon in the wind. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nonogram 88 being a balloon. On to Nonogram 89. Nonogram 89 is 13 pixels wide and 13 pixels tall. That means we've got 2 pixels of wiggle room on this horizontal 11. That means that we've got an edge to work against for our verticals here. So vertical 6 is going to have to reach to here. 7 is going to have to reach here, but couldn't reach all the way down here. This could be part of the 2 or the 4 vertically. The 6 though would have to reach here. The 8 have to reach here. 6 again would have to reach at least here. Could be part of the vertical 3 or 1. This could be part of either here. So, we know that looking horizontally, we know that this pixel can't be filled in because then we would have a number larger, as large or larger than 6 on the row. So this has to be separate, which means we know where our 3 is, and we know where our 4 is. That pixel right there then lets us know that none of these spots are filled in. Lets us rule out a bunch of stuff here, 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 and here because we just couldn't fit the horizontal number there. Looking at this row, we can also go ahead and say this pixel has to be part of the 3. Means that it couldn't reach to here, and it can't be connected to this one. This pixel has to be filled in. Let's just eliminate this. We can also go ahead and eliminate these spots. because the vertical 6 just didn't. All right. This one, we've got a vertical 2, 4. Couldn't fit both a 2 and a 4 above here, so this has to be the 2. Got this horizontal 8. Assuming this is the left edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Has to be at least to there. That means there. Alright, that means this vertical 5, 1, 2. This has to be part of the 5, which means it couldn't reach up to here. Our vertical 3, 1, 2, 1 couldn't fit a 3 and a 1 above this. It'd be the 2, so this has to be part of the 3. Go ahead and block that off. With that in place, we can now look at our horizontal 5 and say, all right, well, this gives us a pixel, which has to be part of the 5 because it goes so far right. This pixel also has to be filled in. 5 could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With that all in place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This pixel has to be in fixed bit. Right, we've effectively got, let's imagine that this row right here, 1, 2, 4 space 2, or 1, 2 space 1, 4. All right, so we can't actually say anything this row with definitive answers yet, not with the information that we. So, on this vertical 3, 1, 2, 1, we have to fit the 1, 1 down here. 1 space 1, 2 space 1, or 1 space 1, 2. Either way, the 2 has to be filling in. That tells us this has to be part of the 3. So we can't fit anything there. Fortunately, all we can figure out about this row, right? This could be part of either vertical 3, which is part of the vertical 6, or the part of the vertical. On this row, we can go ahead and say 8. Go ahead and X this. Really narrows it down for us much, but vertically. Running out of things I can stay with him. Slash, I think I might be out of things that I can stay with. That means we're gonna have to start guessing. Alright. Got a 50-50 chance this pixel is filled in for the vertical 2. We've also got a 50-50 chance that it's filled in for the horizontal. That's something. So let's pretend that that's in there. That then means that this can't be filled in. Has to be B, which means has to be 2. That gives us that means that this is part of the 6. Which tells us that the 6 can't reach up to here. Also tells us 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 6 could still reach to here. But that didn't get me nearly as far as I thought it might. Roll back on that guess. Don't like guessing. Don't like plug in something that might be true, or you might have to roll it all back. Oh, here we go. We've got something that we can say definitively. So we've got our vertical 2, 4. This pixel has to be filled in for that. This is good. By having that pixel filled in, we know that this has to be part of the 2. So we can't reach to here, which means that we can say the 6 has to come up to at least here, which means we can say this pixel has to be filled in for part of the 8, that we're done with this whole row. That's very useful just because that now means 4 can't fit up here. So this 5 can't fit over here. It has to go at least to here, which we now know what 2 is. That lets us trim down the scope of the possibility space for that vertical 6 and for our vertical 4 or vertical 7. Vertical 7, I think we can actually go another step. Yeah, we can X this off, which gives us a left edge for our horizontal 2 there, and our horizontal 1, 3 now have only one solution. That in turn lets us know that our vertical 4 over here couldn't reach to here. Means that our 11 has to be this, which gives us the rest of this column finished off. That also finishes off this column. That gives us a left edge for this 3, which is a left edge for this 2. Looking at our verticals, we've got the vertical 2 already completed on here. We've got 2 pixels in here, so that has to be part of the vertical 4. So those can be closed out. That gives us a pixel into the horizontal 4 that we need over here. Also look at this one and say, continuous 6, so that has to be over here. Can't reach over to here. That means that pixel, these 3 have to be small. Got a horizontal 2, 3. That has to be filled in for that 3. Our vertical 3 can't reach here. We've already got a pixel up here, so we know where the other 3 is. We also, because of all this, had it and there it is. Know that this pixel's part of that too, which finishes off this row. This is also finished off. We've got a vertical 2 that can't go here. Looking at our vertical 3, 1, 2, 1 has to be X'd off in order to create the 1. This has to be filled to create our vertical 5. That gives... Oh, we've already completed our vertical 6 here. Has to be our 2. Filled. That means that this has to be the rightmost one of our horizontal 1, 2, 1. Pixels have to be in. Checks out with our vertical 8 there that we already had. That means this pixel has to be filled in to complete 5 and to fill in our vertical 6. Vertical 3 is already done, so we can close that out. We've got a right edge now on our horizontal 4. We can also go ahead and fill this in because of both our vertical 7 and our horizontal 6. This out. This row out. Have to fill this in. This out. That vertical 6. And fill this in to complete our horizontal 6. Which means that we've got the 1 in our vertical 5, 1, 2. This pixel has to be filled in for that 2. We've got a horizontal 2, 2, which now has only one viable solution. On this column, we have to have a 1. Get that filled in for the 2, which gives us our horizontal 2. Is that our vertical 4 has to go here. Is that we finished this row. Means that our vertical 2 has to go here. The other 2 has to be completed like that. Go. Nonogram 89 in the bag. A bird face, I think. That's a bird enemy. So on to Nonogram 90. Nonogram 90 is 14 pixels wide and 15 pixels tall. There's a few gimmies in here. Got a 14 pixel column and a 15 pixel tall row. So we can go ahead and on mouse. Go ahead and get some of this filled in. With all of those in place, we can start Xing a bunch of spaces out because of the horizontal ones. Horizontal other side. Look at our verticals and say, there's just a row of 1s at the bottom, so we can X all of this out. On this column, it calls for 3, 4, 4. There's only one solution that fits that. Yeah. So that completes that, which means that we can go ahead and look at our horizontals again and say, alright, you want some 2s. You want some 1s. You want some 1s. But our vertical is a 1 and another 1 and a 3, so those are closed out. This one needs a 4, another 4, so there's technically still 1 pixel of wiggle room there. Put our horizontals and say, okay, those are not, actually there's not a pixel wiggle room because this row is complete. As is this. Go ahead and X all that out. There's now only one solution for the row. Already completed the 1s on this column, which means 3 in there. And X these out to satisfy the horizontal 1s. This row calls for 2 horizontal 2s. There's only 5 pixels, so that means that we've about one solution that works. Column calls for a 2 at the top, as does this one, whereas this one calls for a 3 at the top. That has to be X'd out in order to create the row conditions. We now need a 4 and a 4 vertically on this column. Start filling in out. Brain to leak out of my head. Need a horizontal 3 here, and there's only spots, so that's got to go. Looking vertically, we need a 1, so that's got to be like that. Vertical 1 and vertical 1, great. Then another vertical 1, so this has to be X'd out. A vertical 2, so this is in. And a 1, so this has to be out. Then another 1, only spots left. 1, and then the column is done. A 4, a 4. There we go. Nonogram number 90 in the bag. Got ourselves a bookshelf, I believe. Looks like a bookshelf to me. On to Nonogram 91. Nonogram 91 is 10 pixels wide by 10 pixels tall. So, go ahead and say these 2 pixels are filled in for the horizontal 6. There's only 4 pixels wiggle room. That tells us that the vertical 3s have to be filled here. Tells us that this has to be part of horizontal 5, so it couldn't reach over to here. That tells us that this vertical 3 couldn't reach to here, which tells us that this 6 would have to come over to at least here. The fullness of that. So let's look back at this row. 1 space 1 2 4 5. This pixel has to be in for that 5. Look at this 411. If we had 4 1 or 1 2 3 4 space 1 space 1, that leaves 2 pixels. So if we did it the other way, 1 space 1 space 1 2 3 4, like that. So those pixels are filled in. Doesn't really help us with our verticals in this case, so we'll keep going. 1 2 3 space 1 2 space 1, or 1 space 1 2 space 1 2 3. So this pixel is filled in. Same exact story with this, just with the 2 and the 1 flipped around. Now we actually have something to work with. This has to be part of the 4. If we imagine the 4 couldn't reach down to here. If we imagine that it reaches up, fills this pixel, that means that this has to be filled in, and then you'd need to have space 1 and then space and then another 1. There's not room for that. That means that the 4 has to go down. This has to be 1s. The other 1 has to be in here somewhere. With this X here, that means we now know a little bit more about our 5 over here. It means that we now know that this vertical 3 can't reach down to here. We also can look at this and say, alright, we can't fit the 4 over here, can't fit the 3 over here. Really, we know more about it even than that, because the 3 can't reach that far beyond this. Or, actually can go ahead and fill this in, and X this out because it wouldn't reach. That means we can look at our verticals again, and say, alright, can't fit a 2 in here, can't fit a 3 in here. Now we can't fit our horizontal 2 over here. That means that our vertical 3 has to be over here, which gives us a right edge for these horizontal 2s. That gives us part of our 3 here, but we can't really take advantage of it yet. Our vertical 3 2 here, there's not a ton of elbow room left to it. 1 2 3 space 1 2. that only leaves 1 pixel left, so that this pixel has to be filled in. 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3. This pixel also has to. That then tells us this pixel can't be filled in for the 6 reach. Tells us that our vertical 3 can't be here. Again, won't fit. We can look at this and say, all right, if we took the rightmost arrangement of this is clearly part of the 4. So if the 4 went to here, have a 1 space 1. I'm sorry. If the 4 could come to here, and then you have to have a space 1 and space, and then another one that you can't fit. So this one of the ones has to go here, or has to reach over to here. That gives us our 2 there. And we can use that to complete our 1 horizontally there. We can look at our vertical 3 here and say, all right, you've got to come up to at least here, which again gives a little bit more confidence about our horizontal 6. That then rules this out from 3. Now means that there's only one solution for this column. Has to do with that. That tells us that this horizontal 3 couldn't reach here. None of these pixels can. 2 has to be here, which gives us a bottom edge for our vertical 3 here. That gives us a right edge for our horizontal 3 here. Right edge for this horizontal 3. Right edge for this 4. 4, and this 3 is done, which gives us our vertical 3 here. 1 and 2 have that. We've got our vertical 2 here completed, which gives us our 3 here. That gives us on our horizontal 3 couldn't reach over to here. This vertical 3 has to come down to here. Same story with this one. That gives us our horizontal 2, which is only 1 pixel left for our horizontal 1, which completes our vertical here. 1 pixel for our vertical here. Only 1 pixel left for our horizontal 5. Completes our vertical 1. We need a pixel here to complete our vertical 3, and a pixel here to complete 1 of it. This 3 is done, which leaves only 1 pixel remaining. Whew. I don't know why that started to hurt my voice. But here we go. Nice little hammer for Nonogram 91. On to Nonogram 92. Nonogram 92 is 12 pixels wide and 13 pixels tall. So, at 12 pixels wide, that means there's only 3 pixels of wiggle room for this horizontal 9. Also means 1 space 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Know that these pixels have to be filled in for this horizontal 8. Looking vertically, we've got a vertical 4, so that has to be, those 2 pixels already have to be part of the 4, which means 4 can't reach here. Can't make the same assertion over here. This one, the 4s could be separate. 5, 6, or 1, 5, 6. Pixels that we can say for any confidence are in here. Alright, on this one, this X here. The 2 and the 1 could be on the left side of the X. but we couldn't get the 4 on the left side of the X with them. The 1 and the 4 could be on the right side of the X, but we couldn't get the 2 and the 1 and the 4. So the 1 could be somewhere, the 2 has to be on the left side, the 4 has to be on the right side. The 4 having to be on the right side, that means that this pixel has to be filled in. No way around. What else can we confident? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 or 1, 2, space 1, 2, 5, 6. These 3 pixels we know are filled in for this horizontal here. Looking vertically in our vertical 6, bottommost alignment puts that being filled in like this. So that's something. And now look at this and say, all right, this is clearly part of our horizontal 7. So horizontal 7, leftmost arrangement 1 space 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. Has to be like that. That now tells us, okay, clearly our 4. So vertical 4 has to be like that. Vertical 4 has to be like that. Also tells us the horizontal 2s can't be in here. I figured out anyways because that has to be a vertical 4. Vertical 4 here is complete. Got a vertical 3 that has to have a pixel up here. Now I got a right edge for our horizontal 6. So that our vertical 2 can't be these pixels. Tells us our horizontal 2 can't be here. Tells us that our vertical 3, 1, this has to be the 1 down here. That gives us an extra pixel of certainty on the 9. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shifting it over by 1 pixel. With all of this in place, we can look at this horizontal 1, 7 and this horizontal 1, 8 and say, all right, this is 8. The 1 has to be over here. This is the lower edge for our 3. All of that's X'd out. That means these pixels can't be filled in because 6 has to be over here. Looking at our 8, the 8, 7 couldn't reach. This pixel has to be filled in either as part of the 4 or the 2. We don't know which yet, but we know that they're in there, which gives us a right edge for our horizontal 4 here, and there's only 1 pixel left for the horizontal 1, left for the horizontal. Also, completed with that, our vertical 2, go, right edge for our horizontal 8, 8. Looking vertically, we've got a vertical 3, 6, well, has to be 6 now, our 3 has to be here, same story, this has to be 3 and 6. Completed our horizontal 2s. So that we can't fit the horizontal 9 here. Has to go here, completing also our vertical 2. That completed can't fit a 2 vertically in this pixel. So that means that this is our vertical 2. Our vertical 4 has to go here. There are only 2 pixels left here for our horizontal 6, 2. This has to be X'd out for our vertical 3, 4, 2 for that. This row is nothing but 1, so that's X'd out. We've got a 2 on this row, so that can be closed. So we've got a 1 that has to be here, and a 2 has to be like that. With only 4 pixels to work with horizontally, to fit a 1 and a 2, it has to go like that. Has to be a 1, has to be filled in. This has to be there to complete the vertical. There we go. Nonogram 92 in the bag. It's the last piece of the broken cog, I believe. Oh, on to Nonogram 93. Nonogram 93 is 12 pixels wide by 13 pixels tall. At 12 pixels wide, one, two, three, 4, space 2, space 1, space 1. Got 1 pixel of wiggle room on here. But we know that this pixel is filled in, and we know that these 3 pixels are filled in. We can't say anything about the rest with confidence, but that gives us a starting point to say, hey, this vertical 4 put into reach to pixels gives us information about this one. Ones here that they couldn't fit the 2, 4s, or 6 those spots. That then lets us say, like, all right, this 6, there's only 10 pixels of wiggle room here, so this 6 has to be filling in these pixels. Looking at our vertical 6, 2, 2, actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, space 1, 2, space 1, 2. There's only 2 pixels of wiggle room here. So we can go ahead and say this 6 is gonna have to fill in pixels. Don't know about the rest of these, but we're pretty confident. Actually, we can go a step further. Because of these pixels having to be filled in, this can't be filled in because it's a top edge for that too. And let's delete this. That then lets us rule out a bunch from the row. Similarly, the 4 couldn't reach spots. Looking at our vertical 4, 2, 1, 2. Well, this has got to be part of the 4, so this pixel has to. Looking at our horizontal 2, 4, we've got 2 pixels here, so it could be part of either 1. If it's part of the 4, then we need a space 2. Part of the 4 could theoretically come here, so that doesn't quite work. Getting there. Let's see, what else can we nail down? There we go. We've got a horizontal 1, 2, 6, and there are only 6 available sides, so 6 is just gotta be here, with 1 and the 2 side of that. With that in place, we know that we can't have a pixel here because the vertical 4 couldn't. That we can't fit a horizontal 2 here. We also can go ahead and narrow down this column a little bit because of the vertical 2 being able to. Vertical 6 couldn't reach. Okay, looking vertically. 3, 6, does 1, 5, 6. Pixel has to be filled in how high or low that this is done. Go ahead and X this off. That's one of the ones down. Okay. Starting to run low. Things that we can say with. Let's look at this vertical 4, 2, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 space 2 space 2. 3 pixels of wiggle room here. Does mean that we can say with confidence that this pixel is filled in. That's good because that tells us this is part of the 4. Nothing to the right of the 4, so we can X out. Lets us X this out because we didn't fit the vertical 6 there. And we can go ahead and extend these down because of the verticals. Go ahead and say that this pixel has to be filled in. Would be the left edge of the 4, space 2, 4, 1, 2, space 1, 2, 3, 4. So this pixel has to be. Let's see, what else? Give me more to work. Because of this spot being X'd out, say this pixel has to be filled in. Satisfy the 6 has to super help us. Looking at our horizontal 1, 2, 6, we got 1 space 2. Pixel has to be either way we arrange it. If we look at this row, we could say 1 space 1, 2 space 1, 2, 4, 4 space. Know that this pixel, which tells us, oh, and we could have figured some out earlier. We know that we can't fit a 4 up here. It has to be part of the 4. With these two X'd out, that gives us, yet again, a little more certainty about where the 6 is, and it gives us certainty about where 4 is. definitive statements, cascade of strong evidence. One pixel shy, being able to start filling in. Okay, this has to be part of the 2, and this has to be part of the 4 for this column, which means that we need a 2 and a 1. 1, it could be arranged like this, or it could be arranged this. No matter what, though, this pixel has to be. That's tremendously useful, because that then tells us this has to be xt. Right. Getting water out of a rock. Right. More helpful than it turned out to. Alright. I think we are now at have to guess stage. Let's hazard. Got a vertical 6 that's gotta go somewhere. I'm going to guess that it has to go here. We did this right. We can't fit the 2 up here. Also means we can't go. Not get it nearly as far as I was hoping. What about from the other side? So the 2 has to go on one of these. If we say it goes here, that means that it can't go here, which gives us the right edge for our 4. Right edge has to go. That out already. Okay, no. Yeah. So, if we say this has to go here, if we say something could go there, then that means it can't go here, which means or would have to go here, have to go there. That gives us an upper edge for this too. Tells us here couldn't reach down. This also gives a right edge for this horizontal 4 over here. One more pixel of certainty on this vertical 4 over here, which is right edge for this 2. That gives us one more pixel of certainty on vertical 6. Out those pixels from the 6. Gotta fill up the whole thing, actually. Can't fit it over here. Alright. Did it. This doesn't work. We'd have to complete this into a 4. Makes it a 3. This theory does not work. So let's use that as evidence for who's got to go the other way. So we X that out. Do it this way, just that tells us that the 4 over here has to reach at least here. That gives us one of our vertical 2s. This pixel could be filled in. Still have just enough room for a 2. One over here. Or it could not be. The 4 could reach over to here. This is got pixels. Frustrating. You don't know if this is the first 2 or if the kind of misleading us here. Could have 2 2s underneath it, or one of the 2s up here and one of them down here. Technically room for 2. These filled in pixels, both being part of the 4. So what let's do, we're gonna guess this pixel's filled in. That lets us say, alright, that's the 4 there. That means it has to be over for the 2 horizontally. That means one of the 2 has to be over here, the horizontal 2. But our vertical 6 has to be that. This horizontal 6 has to be this. Rules out these pixels filled in our vertical. That rules out this pixel in with our horizontal 2s with that rules out this pixel from being filled in for our vertical 2 pixel, and this pixel have to be filled in. Has to be filled in for our horizontal 6, as does this one. That completes this 6. 6 has only one wiggle. That means you can't fit a 6 vertical column, can't fit a 2 here. That means that our 6 vertically would have to come to here. That gives us a left edge to work with. Can't fit a horizontal 2 here. X'd out. Need a second horizontal 2 in here, so this has to go like this. That's kind of the only way that this works out, because verticals. Alright, so can't fit a vertical 2 right here. That's X'd out. I'll go ahead. Mark that. That marked. This pixel can't be filled in, then it would be greater than a 4. Also gives it the top edge for that 4. Right edge for this. This pixel can't be filled in because then we'd have a number larger than 2, 1, 2 on this. This can't be filled in because that's our horizontal 2, which gives us our horizontal 4. One more pixel of certainty on our vertical 4. The right edge for our horizontal 2. Tells us we can't have a pixel here because of our vertical 4, 2, which is the left edge for this 2, which completes our 4 here. The right edge for this 2 corroborates our vertical 4. Our vertical 2 has to be like that. That column, which is the right edge for our horizontal 6. That tells us, hey, we can't have a pixel here or a pixel here. Those vertical 2s, this right edge for this horizontal 2. Our horizontal 4 couldn't reach to here, which gives us the top edge for the vertical 2. Our horizontal over here, only one pixel for our horizontal 4, which completes our vertical 2. Only one pixel for our horizontal 4. Also only one pixel for this vertical 2 over here. This horizontal 2, which is the left edge for this 2, which is our vertical 2. This, our vertical 2 has to be this, which is the edge for our 4. It has to be filled in, and we've done it. That was a fair bit more guesswork than I was expecting. Don't love how long that one took. But there we go, Nonogram 93 in the bag, and you know what? It's been an hour already, somehow, so I'm going to call it there. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!